I'm a dude, and I'm inviting you to join me on a podcast about brews.
Does that include stouts?
Yes, of course it includes stouts. Like I was saying, join us every Saturday on the journey into...
Wait a minute. Do you guys do anything about like IPAs?
Yes,
like that?
yes, we do IPAs.
Okay.
Yes. Anyway, join us on the Journey into Comics Network for Brews with Dudes.
Whoa, hey, have you guys do you care if I bring some Zima on?
Yes, I care if you bring Zima. Zima doesn't count. Zima's Dr. Dongo. Anyway, join us every Saturday for a podcast that delves into the craft brew world.
The following
is a Journey into Comics.
Journey into Comics.
It's a Journey into Comics.
Journey into Comics.
Journey into Comics.
Journey into Comics.
Network.
Production.
Hello and welcome to episode 11 of the Kids for Sale podcast. I am your host, Chris, and with me tonight, at the moment, is nobody. It's just me talking for now. But in a little bit, as soon as Scarlett's out of the bath, we are going to be joined by my lovely wife, Ashley, and our daughter, Scarlett. Well, her daughter, my stepdaughter. Scarlett's going to come down and talk to us for a little bit, and we thought that would be fun. We tried it with the family dinner one time, and it didn't go that well because the kids were too distracted by the food, and just, all three of them were trying to talk at once. And this time we figured we'd just sit down with just Scarlett, talk two on one, I guess, but and just so you can get into the mind of a 4-year-old girl for a little bit, I know it sounds kind of weird, but you could just kind of get to know what it's like being 4, I guess. And we'll try to do this again with Mark and Livy also at some point, one-on-one, but they're not over here as much, so it's not as easy. But in the meantime, while they're getting ready to come on down here, I figured I'd catch you guys up on the last couple of weeks. Mark's football team finished their regular season schedule with I want to say it was a 7-1. They only lost one game, and I can't remember for the life of me how many regular season games there were, because at the beginning of the season they made it sound like it was a couple of preseason games, and then all of a sudden the next thing you knew they were saying, oh, that was a regular season game. So I don't know how many regular season games there were, but they only lost one. So they are now in the playoffs. They had their first week of playoffs last week, and they blew the other team out of the water 33-0. Mark has started playing defense in the last couple of games. They're trying him out for like linebacker, and then they put him in at tackle also, and he really seems to enjoy that. Even though he's not big on like making contact still, I feel like this is a better approach for him making contact. Whereas like when they had him blocking for the offensive line, I don't know. It's hard to describe. It's just this in the linebacker position. It seems like he's got more time to think about who he wants to hit and how he wants to hit, and he's doing a little better with that. He actually even got in on a couple of tackles, which now that I'm thinking about it, I might have talked about that a couple weeks ago with my mom, but I don't remember for the life of me if we've already talked about that. But he's doing good on defense. And meanwhile, they're still playing him at tight end also, so he's getting in on both sides of the ball, which is exciting. Oh, guess who's coming down now?
Me.
Scarlett. Well, which microphone do you want, sweetheart? That one? Okay, I'm going to turn up that microphone. Can you talk into it for a second so we can hear if you're loud enough?
Hi.
Ooh, that's way too loud. You don't need to talk so close, okay?
Hi.
That's it. That's right there is good. You can talk from right there, and I'll catch you. Okay.
Recording.
We are recording. All right. Now test your level.
What up, yo?
Okay. So Ashley's here, and so is Scarlett. Scarlett, you want to say hi?
Hi.
So, Scarlett, what did you just get done doing?
Get my pajamas on.
You got your jammies on because you just got out of the bath, right?
Yeah.
And after we're done recording this, it's bedtime, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, what did you do at school today?
I played outside in the big kid area. And, when I was in the big kid area, I was playing with Emma.
The dogs are down here, and I think the laundry room's open to the cat. Sorry, our dogs like to terrorize the cat, so...
Yeah, because they're mean.
They're not mean. They just, well...
Yeah, they want to play with the cat.
Duck wants to play with the cat. I think Clyde doesn't know how to act around the cat, so
Yeah,
Clyde's not
because
used to being with the cat.
Clyde likes the cat. Because Duck's mean to the cat, right, Dad?
Well, no, I think Clyde's the one that's mean to the cat. He likes to bark at her.
We know what Clyde wants to do.
Yeah.
Where's Clyde?
But, okay.
Where's Clyde?
Well, that situation's taken care of. Mommy got the dogs away from the kitty now, so we can come back to talking on the
Clyde's still
microphones.
upstairs.
So, Scarlett, how old are you?
4, 5,
You got to talk into the microphone.
5.
Don't lie.
I want to be 5.
I know you want to be 5. You'll be 5 in March, but you're not 5 yet. So how old are you
4.
right now? You're 4. And what's your full name?
Scarlett Malone Luttrell.
Scarlett Malone Luttrell. And what is your favorite color?
Green and orange.
Green and orange are your favorite colors?
Yeah.
How about what's your...
Orange.
Yeah, orange. There's orange on that sticker. What is your favorite food?
Broccoli.
Broccoli? I don't think that's true at all.
Carrot.
Again, I don't think that's true at all. What do you really like?
Beans.
Beans? Well, you do like beans. We had refried beans for dinner, and she ate... That was like the only thing she ate on her plate tonight.
And rice.
Beans and rice. You do like rice and beans.
Chicken and
You're just naming our dinner.
Yeah.
pepper.
Peppers. Yeah, I made some peppers with our chicken tonight, and you ate some of that.
My favorite sticker is that one.
Well, people can't see what's on the sticker, sweetheart. We don't have a camera. We're just talking into the microphones right now.
So, should we talk about what Scarlett got in trouble for at daycare the other day?
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to tell everybody what you got in trouble for at daycare? Why don't you tell everyone? It's okay. You're not going to get in trouble again. We know about it already.
No, she's being shy.
Were you pulling your pants down?
I'll pull my pants down so I can go potty.
Well, what else did you do when you had your pants pulled down?
I took my pants off to put my pants that were at school.
What'd you do with Emma?
I played with her, and then I was trying to go potty, and Emma looked at me.
And what else happened?
That's all.
You're a liar.
No, you're a liar.
Did you guys rub your butts together?
No!
Well, that's what your teacher told us, was that you guys got in trouble for rubbing your butts together.
Rubbing your bare butts together.
We don't have bear butts. Bear butts are brown. I don't have a brown butt.
Like, are you talking about like a bear? Like a bear?
Yeah,
Their
bear
butts
butt.
are brown?
Yeah.
I guess she's got us there. That's true.
Your naked butt, then. You were rubbing your naked butts together.
No! Our poopy butt.
Your poopy butts?
Probably.
And you know what else I did at school?
What did you do at school?
How can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine talking into the microphone.
How?
Because you're talking into the microphone, and everything that goes into the microphones I can hear.
My breath smells like food.
Your breath smells like food? Did you brush your teeth already for bed?
No.
No.
Because I have to record first.
Oh, okay. You're going to come down here and record first, and then you're going to brush your teeth.
Yeah, why is your guitar down here in Mark?
Well, because my band practices down here, so that's why Jack's guitar is here, and Larry's guitar is here, and Steve's guitar is here, and Andrew's drums.
In Mark's guitar.
Well, yeah, Mark's guitar is down here, too, just because I keep all the other guitars down here. But,
That are not yours?
well, my guitar is upstairs right now, but I usually keep it downstairs.
Why?
Hey, we're not. We're stop.
Why do you?
Okay, give me that.
Why do you need it for?
I don't need it. Hey, can you sit still and just talk to me for a few minutes?
Oh, you.
Hey! Don't yell into the microphone.
Bye.
You're all done?
No,
Okay. Well, what else do you want to talk
I
about?
just said bye.
What else do you want to talk about? What kind-
Mommy's playing with Ola.
Mommy's playing with Olaf. What kind of movies do you like, Scarlett?
Trolls.
Trolls.
What's your, what,
Tiana.
there's a movie that
Scarlett,
you
you
like
got
a
to
lot.
talk into the microphone, sweetheart. Nobody's going to be able to hear you.
What movie do you like a lot recently? Jack and Sally?
Jack and Sally.
Jack and Sally.
Nightmare
Yeah.
Before Christmas?
Yeah.
No, for Halloween.
Yeah, the Halloween movie. It's Nightmare Before Christmas with Jack and Sally. What else? What else do you like?
And
Don't talk so loud into the microphone.
why did you turn it up? Why did you turn it down?
I turned it down because you're being too loud.
Wow.
So what other movies do you like?
My like.
What were you watching yesterday? Did you watch the My Little Pony movie? Yeah, you did. The old My Little Pony movie, though. The original My Little Pony movie.
At school, I didn't.
What did you watch at school?
I watched that one that had a doggy.
The one that had a doggy? Well, that explains everything.
Why is there a stick right here?
Scarlett, quit messing with stuff on the table. We're trying to talk to you.
Why is there a stick on here?
Because we put the sticker on the table. Don't worry about that.
Why?
Just
This is like everyday life with this child.
Hi. Bye.
are you all done now?
No. I say
What's your favorite song?
everything I have.
That's my band Get By. We have a song called 31107 that the kids all seem to like, especially Scarlett. She knows almost all the words already. What other songs do you like?
Jack and Sally.
Jack.
That's a movie, doofus. You like Havana?
Havana, ooh, na.
My heart is in Havana. Havana.
What else do you like?
Havana.
You like Shut Up and Dance with Me?
And
Can you sing that one for me?
Jenny laughter with me.
Well, did you have fun talking?
Yeah, I want to talk more.
Well, you're not talking to me. You're messing with stuff. You keep messing with the table. You're messing with your dolls.
What are you going to be for Halloween?
A monkey.
Yeah, why do you want to be a monkey?
Because I like monkeys. I want to try. Can I try? I got Ola.
Why did you pick a monkey for Halloween?
Because I like monkeys.
You like monkeys?
Yeah.
What's
And
your
then
monkey costume holding?
A banana.
A banana.
Hey, I have Belle again.
What kind of
Belle,
candy?
I love Belle. Hi, my name's Belle, and I want to talk. Belle wants to talk, Daddy.
What does Belle want to say?
I want to watch Tiana.
Belle wants to watch
I
Tiana.
don't think that's what Belle sounds like.
Well, this was fun, Scarlett.
We just did 2. I want to do 10.
No, it's time
I'm
for
gonna
you
do
to
two
it's time for you to
more.
go brush your teeth and get ready for bed.
2 more.
Two-
My princess wants to talk 2 more.
No,
stuff.
I don't want to talk to your princesses. I wanted to talk to you, sweetheart.
I want to talk again.
No, well, you're not talking to me, so it's time for you to go night-night, okay?
I promise I will talk.
What do you want to talk about?
My princess wants to
No,
talk with
no.
me.
Okay,
What do you
you're
want
done.
What do you want for Christmas?
I want a princess. I want a princess doll.
What kind of princess doll?
It's Cinderella, Sophia, and Belle.
That's just what you're looking at on the table right now.
That's what I want for Christmas.
Okay, well, there you go. Merry Christmas. Done. You don't get anything else for Christmas now.
I want a microphone for Christmas.
A microphone for Christmas? What are you
That'd be
gonna?
a terrible gift.
Yeah, I know. What would you do with your microphone for Christmas?
Oh, I forgot to get my microphone. Okay, I'll get my microphone
I swear this kid has ADHD.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought this was a good idea.
'Cause you're an idiot.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and pause the show so she can go to bed. Would you mind coming back down here and finishing the episode with me after she's in bed?
I'd rather not.
Well, I'd like it if you did.
No.
Okay, cool. I guess I'll finish the episode on my own. This has been fun. All right. Well, we'll pick it up in a little bit, I guess. Okay, well, now that that mess is over with and Scarlett's in bed, it's just me and Ashley again. So how's it going, Ash?
It's gone.
It is going.
Yep.
So today was a special day for us, even though we didn't really do anything to celebrate it except...
Chris did the dishes. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. So today was 4 years since we started dating. So, yeah.
Yeah.
What a waste of 4 years, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
But yeah, so I guess that's all we got to say about that right now. Exciting stuff. Man, this is just a train wreck tonight.
Our lives are train wrecks, so I guess it kind of works.
Yeah. Well, so that whole segment with Scarlett didn't go at all like I planned. I didn't know what to plan, really. I knew she was going to get off track pretty fast because that's what she does, but man, that was just...
I feel
That
like
was a
your
dive
a
bomb.
better way to do it would be to not, for her to not know she's being recorded.
Yeah, and that's I thought about actually doing that, just like have my phone out upstairs or something and just record on my phone for a little bit and actually have a good conversation. But like, I don't know. Even though she couldn't see the audience, it's like she knew she had an audience and she just had to start goofing off. And
That's what she does.
yeah, it's what she's good at, I guess. And realistically, though, it didn't even have to be an audience. That was actually pretty typical Scarlett, just getting sidetracked by everything when you're. If you try to sit and have a real conversation with her, you get about 10 seconds, and then it's on to the next thing.
I legitimately wouldn't be surprised if she ends up having ADHD.
I would not be the least bit surprised. But I don't know how soon.
Hopefully she'll grow out of it.
I don't know how early they start diagnosing or treating that or whatever. But, I mean, I've seen kids with... I mean, all kids have short attention spans. All of them do. But hers is just nuts. But
She's kind of like you, where she never stops thinking about different things.
yeah, that's true. At least I can try to filter most of it so that
No, you can't.
I can pretend.
No.
So I guess since that whole segment with Scarlett was such a train wreck, and we barely got any usable audio out of it, we still got a lot of time to fill. So we decided we are going to talk about Halloween.
That was the sound of Chris bending over.
Well, that wasn't just bending over. I dropped my headphones as I was bending over. So, yeah, we're going to talk about Halloween because Halloween's coming up in a couple weeks, and I don't know. My family has always been big on Halloween ever since I was a kid. Like the house I grew up in Lowell was in our neighborhood always considered like the Halloween house because we always decorated real big. Like one year, my dad brought some of these big 55-gallon drums home from work and brought home this. I don't even know what to call it. It's like this corrugated plastic tubing. And then he covered the drums with like a black plastic tarp, and he made this giant spider that sat on top of our garage. And then we made a big giant spider web on our porch out of yarn. And then we had like this motorized ghost thing in the yard that the ghosts would spin around, and we'd have strobe lights and black lights.
And you know, I lived right around the corner growing up, and I never remember seeing it.
Which is crazy to me because like, so that was just the decorating part of it, and then and then after my dad moved out, we kept up putting up the decorations in the yard, and we had a bunch of dummies that we'd stuff with newspapers, and they'd wear masks.
Stuffed yourself with newspaper?
Man, nobody saw that coming. But so we'd have the dummies all over the yard, and then eventually me and my friends and my sisters started like haunting the yard, I guess. We would dress up in costumes, and then we'd hide, and we'd scare kids as they came up to the door for candy. And there would end up being like just people would drop their kids off just to trick or treat at our house, and then they'd get back in their car and go back to their neighborhoods. So like people came from all over town just to trick or treat at our house.
Sure they did.
Okay, if you don't believe me, ask.
Why don't I remember it?
Because you don't remember anything. And don't
I
even
remember that thing you said 4 years ago.
What thing I said 4 years ago? I don't even know what you're talking about at this point.
I'm just joking.
Oh.
You know how they say like women can't remember like anything, but they'll remember one mean thing you said years ago and the exact time.
You'll remember things that will win you an argument, but that's all you remember. And I don't even know if that's winning an argument.
I always win.
In your head, you always win.
Oh, I always
Anyway,
win.
Halloween. My family has always gone big for Halloween. And we've kind of carried the tradition a little bit. My mom still decorates her house real big, but she lives in DeMott now. So me and my sisters will all go to my mom's house still on Halloween, and we'll take turns passing out candy while somebody walks the kids around the neighborhood. But it's not quite the same feel. Like I remember Halloween when I was a kid, it always seemed like you didn't go out until it was dark outside. Or maybe you'd go out a little bit before dark, but it always seemed like there was plenty of like dark time when you were trick-or-treating. But nowadays, with the town Halloween hours, it's like you're not even, by the time it turns dark, everyone's done already. At least in DeMott, it seems that way. It gets earlier and earlier, it seems.
I've seen like starting at 4.
Which is nuts. How many parents are home from work at 4?
I don't know.
It's just crazy to me. And like Rensselaer, Scarlett's dad lived in Rensselaer, and Rensselaer's trick or treating. They're not even trick or treating on Halloween.
That's Sunday.
They're trick or treating on the Sunday before Halloween, which
I mean works for me. Cause I get to get her on Halloween.
Yeah, that's the only nice thing about that. But man, that's bogus. Like, especially if people don't know ahead of time. Like, I know everyone in town's gonna know, but people just driving through Rensselaer, if they don't know Rensselaer's trick-or-treating hours are on Sunday, there's gonna be all kinds of people just driving through town normal speed, not ready to slow down for the kids in costumes and stuff.
It's a stretch.
I don't think it's a stretch at all. I think it's a public safety concern for real. Because kids on Halloween aren't concerned with traffic. They're concerned with getting from house to house and getting candy. And if there's no sidewalks, they're just walking down the middle of the street. Which actually, that's kind of one of the things I wanted to bring up. Just a Halloween safety tip is, even if it's not dark outside yet, make sure your kids have flashlights or something bright to like make sure people see them on the road, because the kids are all over the roads on Halloween, and it's just. I don't know. I hate driving on Halloween.
I feel like the week of Halloween, everybody just needs to drive slow, like everywhere they go.
It would be the smart move, but nobody does. Nobody does. Even like my mom's neighborhood, which is, it's an old people neighborhood in DeMott, and like.
Hear that, Mary? He called you old.
She knows how old she is, and she also knows how old her neighbors are. It is really an old people neighborhood. Old peeper. And it's actually a real bummer sometimes, too, because, like, we'll be going from house to house, and it seems like half the people aren't even participating. They're not passing out candy or anything. And, I mean, back in the day, if you had your porch light off, that was, like, the signifier that you weren't going to come to the door and pass out candy. But now that it's not even dark outside anymore, it's like you don't even know if they got their porch lights on or not, because it's not even time to turn their lights on. So you just go up to the door anyway with, a bunch of small kids. You knock on the door. Are you going to switch mics, or are you going to still use that one?
I'm still using this one. I just need a cushion for my booty.
Just moving the chair. But But yeah, so you go up and knock on the door with all these kids, and you're just standing there. The kids are, getting all excited that they're going to get more candy, and then just nobody comes to the door. It's a bummer. I hate that. I hate that so many people. I don't know how it is in Lowell. We haven't trick-or-treated in Lowell since my mom moved to DeMotte, which was, 10 years ago maybe? I don't even remember how long it's been.
What are DeMotte's trick-or-treating hours this year?
If I had to guess, I'm going to say 5 to 7. I think that's what it was last year. But, yeah, 5 to 7, which, man, when I was a kid, it seemed like so much longer. I guess I don't know.
I hate these, so, in addition to regular trick-or-treating, I like it, but I hate when parents only take their kids to those trunk-or-treats.
Oh, yes.
I like taking Scarlett to those, but I still take her actual trick-or-treating on Halloween.
Yeah, trunk-or-treat is not the same as trick-or-treat.
I just let Scarlett get more. I mean, it makes her happy, and she gets more candy, but don't replace regular trick-or-treating with trunk-or-treat. That's so stupid.
The feeling of actually going door to door and getting candy from people at their houses, that's the best part of Halloween. It's not just the candy. It's not just getting a bag full of candy. It's the whole motion of walking down the street and knocking on the door.
Seeing everybody else in their Halloween costumes walking by, seeing all the decorated houses.
Yeah, that's the excitement of it. It's, if the kids just wanted candy, take them to the store and get them a bag of candy. But, if that's all you're going to do. But, I mean, trick-or-treating, that is the fun of Halloween, I don't know. Well, there's a lot of fun stuff about Halloween. I like Halloween. Christmas is definitely my favorite holiday just because, I don't know. I really don't know why Christmas is my favorite holiday. It just makes me happy. Christmas music makes me happy.
I like getting presents, even though I don't anymore because I'm an adult and that sucks.
I like the music, but I like Halloween because, I don't know. I like pumpkin. I like pumpkin everything. I like the decorations. You know what I do hate? I hate Halloween parties. They gross me out. Oh, I have a weird phobia of makeup and stuff.
Yeah.
And just going to a Halloween party where everyone's just fully makeuped up. I don't know. I can't eat at a Halloween party. I lose my appetite the second I walk in the door and see everybody in costumes and stuff.
I feel like, Chris has a lot of little weird phobias. But I feel like you're getting better now that I'm here to make fun of you and push you.
Yeah, but this one's not going to go away.
You ate mayonnaise.
I ate elote, the
with
Mexican
mayonnaise.
street corn. I know. I was fully aware it
had
mayonnaise in it, but
and you said it was delicious.
It was delicious, but I don't think that was the mayonnaise that was delicious. I think that was
in the right
everything
direction.
Else. Why are we're getting off on a tangent here and talking about my weird phobias. Yeah, but this is supposed to be about our kids, not about my weird appetite and my weird phobias. And
that
I could do an entire episode on my weird. I could do a couple episodes on my weird tics and phobias, but that's not what people are here for. Unless that's what you want to hear. If you want to hear me talk about that for an episode, I could do that. But
that's not very. How much I hate them.
It's not very kid related. Until my kids start showing the same signs.
And that's when I get mad.
I'm not teaching them those things.
Why does Mark get naked when he goes poop?
Because that's comfortable.
You say he didn't know you did that, but I don't believe that.
I know he never.
A normal person does not do that.
I never showed him.
He must have seen you at some point.
Because I always used to lock the door when I pooped until way after he started doing that. I swear to you, he never saw it. So I guess now everybody knows. I undress when I poop. I don't do it in public bathrooms or anything, which actually, until just recently, I didn't even poop in public bathrooms anyway. But
that's one phobia. It's getting a little better.
I'm getting a lot better about that. I don't mind public toilets as much anymore, but I still won't use a porta potty. We're still going on about my tics now, but
it's funny.
Mark takes his clothes off to poop.
Yeah.
And he even does that in public stalls. That's part of what takes him so long when he goes to the bathroom in public.
The worst.
Yeah. But I don't know, it's comfortable.
If you have to sit on the toilet long enough to where you feel like it's worth taking your clothes off, then you don't need to poop yet.
No, that's not true.
I believe that's true. You
No.
should be able to like sit down and go and be done with it.
No, because even like when I'm rushing, like the other day, I had to poop the whole way home from Mark's football game. And like when we got to the house,
Did you
it
undress
was an
when you got
emergency.
home?
Yes, I
Then
did.
you didn't have to go that bad.
Believe me, it was like poking its way out before I even sat down.
Turtle head.
Yeah,
Turtle.
but I planned ahead.
Turtle.
I planned ahead for it. I had my shoes off by
You
the
were
time I got
already
to the
unbuttoning your
bedroom, and
pants?
my pants were unbuttoned. And
Jesus
as soon as I
Christ.
stepped into the
The
bathroom,
shit I have
the
to deal with, people.
clothes came off in like a second and a half. And
It's a wonder we've been together 4 years.
yeah. So about those kids, Halloween. Yeah, take your kids trick or treating. Don't do the cop out and take them to trick or treat.
Unless you're doing it plus.
Yeah. In addition to actual trick or treating, because kids need that experience of going trick or treating. And you know what? Let them walk up to the door themselves, and teach them some goddamn manners too. I hate it when the kids just walk up to the door and they just stand there waiting for the candy. Teach them to say trick or treat. Teach them to say please and thank you, and you know, to be polite and to be happy. People are giving them free candy. The least they can do is be polite, you know.
A couple years ago, when Chris was working in Louisiana, I happened to be able to take Mark and Libby trick-or-treating too, because I think Jess was working or something.
Yeah.
Worst experience of my life. Chris got mad at me because Mark went off with the older kids. And then...
Well, he was like 5.
And then... Yeah, but he was with, like, somebody who babysits the kids all the time now.
Yeah, now, 2
And
years
then-
ago, she wasn't.
And then the girls, I literally had to, like, drag them, like, 5 blocks.
Yeah.
Because they, like, just stopped wanting to walk. Scarlett would just sit in the middle of the road. Didn't want to walk. And then Chris was yelling at me because Mark went off with the older kids.
Well, the scariest part about that was just, that's not a neighborhood that he knows. It's not a neighborhood that you even know. And you had no way of getting a hold of them and knowing when they were going to be back or anything.
Whatever.
And I don't know. Times are different now. I don't remember when I started going trick-or-treating on my own. I wish I would have had my mom comment on that when she was on a couple weeks ago. It's just like what age she actually started letting us go off on our own and riding our bikes on our own. Stuff like that. Like nowadays, I feel like Mark is at an age where I'd probably let him go up and down our street on his own to trick or treat. Not on his own, as long as he had some other kids with him and kids we knew, you know. Like the next door neighbor kid is always riding his bike up and down the street, and he knows all the parents and all the other kids on the block. So I think he would be a good kid to go with Mark. But Mark's 8 now, you know. He I guess he was 6 when he went trick or treating with you. I don't know why I was thinking 5, but I don't know. It's different now. Even though we live in the exact same neighborhood that I grew up in, you can feel how different it is, you know? I think our street is like the last one that actually has kids riding their bikes up and down the street. You don't see that anymore.
I see that all the time. What are you talking about?
Where? Where do you
All
see
around
it?
town. Maybe if you stopped looking at
Kids-
your phone
no,
while you were
kids-
driving, you would see it.
Kids as young as like Mark and the neighbor kid riding their bikes just across town.
Yes, sir.
I don't think that's true.
I think you're just calling me a liar
I'm-
because you want to be right.
No, I'm calling you a liar because you're making something up just to make me look stupid.
I don't have to make something up to make you look stupid.
Apparently, you do.
Nope.
But anyway, I don't know. I don't know where to go with this. I had.
I don't know. Quit ruining Halloween.
Yeah, and I want. I guess we could comment on the whole. There's a town in Massachusetts, or I think it's Massachusetts, somewhere on the East Coast.
Why do you think they made that law, though?
Well, let's discuss what the law is first of all. They made a law. They actually put, in some kind of town council meeting, they actually decided on a town ordinance saying kids over the age of 12, I think it was 12, right? Kids over the age of 12 are no longer allowed to trick-or-treat, and if they're caught trick-or-treating over the age of 12, they get fined, and I think there was mention of jail time even for trick-or-treating over the age of 12.
But what do you think happened to start that?
Old crotchety people showed up to the town hall meetings, and none of the younger people showed up to defend themselves.
I feel like older kids were probably, not that I agree with this, I still think it's stupid, but I bet you like older kids were trick-or-treating and like getting rowdy and being a public nuisance or something.
You know what? That happens every year.
I know.
It's part
I
of
didn't
Halloween.
say that that made it okay. I'm just saying.
Now, I am a big believer that kids should be allowed to trick-or-treat. You know, I'm not going to say as long as they want, but, you know, what if a teenager is excited about the holiday and they get all dressed up and they take the time to come to your door and they're not jerks about it, like, what is it hurting you to give them a couple pieces of candy, you know?
You know, I think it's really funny how people are using the excuse, like, as long as they're not going out and doing drugs and stuff, they'd rather them be trick-or-treating.
They're probably doing drugs before they go trick-or-treating.
That's what I was going to say. Why can't they do drugs after? I mean, they'll need the candy. Right?
Now, the ones that bother me are the ones that, like, come to the door. And this is, I know this is going to sound stupid, but this has happened. I've watched it happen. They come to the door literally smoking a cigarette, and they'll put the cigarette out right before they get to the door, and then they walk up and say trick-or-treat.
I have never seen that.
I've seen it a couple of times, and that bothers me. You know, that I don't know why. I guess I started smoking early. I was like 15. But, like...
Does your mother know that?
Yeah, she's aware. She caught me a couple times.
You're still alive?
Mm-hmm. You know what's funny? I got the most shit when I started smoking, and my sisters found out about it. They were all just, like, all over me about, you need to quit smoking. I can't... That's so disgusting, blah, 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 blah. And now I'm the only one out of my sisters that's not smoking anymore.
That's true.
I quit a couple years ago, and they all still smoke. And I got so much shit about it, and I've never returned the favor.
I have to do it.
I need to. But, I guess, 15 years old, I guess is not... I don't think that's too old to trick-or-treat. As long as you're enjoying the spirit of the holiday, and you're not just going up to the door and being an asshole about it. Like, oh, give me candy. If you're doing it in fun and actually in the spirit of the season, go for it.
Cosplaying's okay. I mean, the only difference is you're not getting candy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, cosplaying is like trick-or-treating for adults, I guess.
Pretty much, yeah.
Weird.
Did I just blow your mind?
Yeah. What else? Pillowcases are good for carrying candy.
No, I like getting the cute little buckets.
I know, but they don't hold anything.
Well, that's why you have to carry a pillowcase also.
For the little kids, the buckets are plenty because they get tired after 10 houses anyway, and they're done. So, but once they start getting older and they can handle actually going out for the full 2 hours and trick-or-treating, give them a pillowcase, because the pillowcase, you see kids with like grocery bags and stuff. Grocery bags will tear. Paper bags will tear. The handles will come off of the paper bags. And not to mention the pillowcases just hold more than the grocery bags do. And they don't rip. They're sturdy. And the only thing that sucks about pillowcases, maybe line the pillowcase with a plastic grocery bag, because if it's raining or anything, that pillowcase gets wet, then everything inside the pillowcase is mushy.
How are you going to line it? Maybe with a garbage bag?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. These are just tips I'm throwing out there. Pillowcases are great. That's what I always used when I was a kid.
Oh, look at my cute kitty.
I wonder where Scarlett gets her ADD from.
Yeah, I really do have a short attention span. Especially when we're making these, because Chris always gets mad at me because I'm fidgeting and on my phone.
When we're recording? Yeah.
No. When we're doing other stuff.
I didn't hear what you said. I don't. Did I cough when you're? I don't know. I'm on some medicine right now, and it's really like messing my head up.
That's his excuse. This is literally what he's like all the time.
No, I couldn't function at work today. I'm on.
How is that different than any other day? I'm not joking.
I'm on Mucinex D, and I don't even know what the cough pill is called.
He's very sensitive to medications.
Am I?
Yeah, you took one of my muscle relaxers or whatever, remember?
Yeah.
And you got like
Well, I also
up somehow.
Well, no, I also I took some cough syrup or something. We went to the store and I got some, like, was it Sudafed or was it? Maybe, I think it was a Sudafed. I think I took a Sudafed, and then I took one of your muscle relaxers, and I was like tripping like the rest of the night. And we went through Whole Foods, and I think that was like the highest I've ever been. And I wasn't. What sucked about it? Oh, this doesn't suck. I don't get high. I don't do that. I don't do drugs. I don't even drink anymore. But like, that was the highest I've ever been, and I wish it had been on purpose so I could have maybe enjoyed it more. But I don't know. I enjoyed the hell out of it though. That was the best trip to Whole Foods ever. Actually, maybe the only trip to Whole Foods ever.
Isn't that the only time we've ever been?
I think it might have been. But man, the whole counter full of cheese just was incredible to me. And the aisle of salt.
Every time we go to a grocery store, you stare at the cheese section for like
cheese.
3 hours.
Cheese is life. We're really off track tonight. Is anybody even listening anymore?
I'm tired. Chris is high off of Mucinex.
Hey, you want to trip hard? Take some Mucinex D and drink a cup of coffee.
Let's see.
What else can we talk about Halloween-wise?
When will this episode air? Oh, for Halloween, right?
Yeah. Actually, a week and a half before Halloween.
Let's see. We can talk about trunk or treats that are going on.
Yeah, I guess if you're local to the Lake County, Indiana area, Ashley's going to try to pull up a list of local trunk or treats we can mention real quick. I know, man, where did I find all the Halloween trick-or-treating hours? That's another thing, too, by the way. I think every single town in the Northwest Indiana area was on Halloween itself, except for Rensselaer. So if you're looking to get some extra trick-or-treating hours for your kids, take them to Rensselaer on Sunday the 28th, I think.
Yes.
Sunday the 28th, take them to Rensselaer and let them trick-or-treat for a couple hours, and then you can go wherever your hometown.
I would never take your children to Rensselaer because they'll end up...
No offense to anybody that lives in Rensselaer, but Rensselaer is just...
Freaking hate that town.
It's where her ex-husband lives, so...
Shithole. So Lowell High School is doing a track or treat, which, if I remember correctly, it's pretty cute. They do like little games and stuff for all the kids. They're doing that on the 30th. The doors open at 6 and it's over at 7:30. It's $5 a child, but they do like a costume contest. Chris just farted.
I did not. My chair squeaked.
Yeah, right. They have some food and they do games, and then they can go around the whole track and get candy from all the... I'm pretty sure it's always students that pass out the candy. I've taken Scarlett before, and she really likes it. Yep.
Okay.
Cool beans.
Oh, was that the only one you were looking up? I thought you had a list, maybe.
Well, not like a list.
Well, you know,
Google it.
If you want to look up some more of the trunk or treats, I have the trick or treating hours for all the Northwest Indiana towns. I can run through them real fast, as fast as I can read them, I guess. I guess I don't know. Is it, if anybody's interested in this, otherwise you could skip ahead a couple of minutes.
It's a kid's thing. So
yeah.
I feel like.
So Cal City is 4:30 to 6:30 on Halloween. Cedar Lake, Indiana, is 5 to 7 on Halloween night. Which also in Cedar Lake, I don't know if your kids are interested in anything like this, but they have a haunted forest behind the Knights of Columbus Hall. Which is on Wicker Avenue,
go to a haunted
41.
house.
I know. I was just thinking we didn't go to one for the last couple of years.
Nope.
Right. And that was the first time you met my mom and Dave was at a haunted house.
That was fun.
Was that right before or right after you had your gallbladder out?
I don't know. I remember I couldn't eat when we went to Amarillo, though.
It must have been right before. But yeah, Cedar Lake has the like I said, right behind the Knights of Columbus Hall on 41. They have their Haunted Forest. It's $9 for adults, and it's running on Friday. Oh, no, I'm sorry, $9 for adults and kids, and it's running on Fridays and Saturdays from 7 to 10. Chesterton trick-or-treating hours are 5:30 to 7:30. And it says the chamber, let's see, I don't know, that's not interesting. Crown Point is 5 to 7. They have a trunk or treat event from 5 to 7 on October 26th at St. Anthony Village. Let's see, DeMott is 5 to 7. Yeah, which is probably where we're going to go with Scarlet, is DeMott. It's 5 to 7 on Halloween. Dyer is 5 to 7 on Halloween. East Chicago, 4 to 6. So, man, that's really over early. I guess the nice thing about having that in East Chicago from 4 to 6, Hammond is 5 to 7. So if you finish up in East Chicago at 6 o'clock, drive a couple blocks to Hammond and go 4 to 7 or 5 to 7. Gary, Indiana is 4 to 7. Why they got 3 hours? Everybody else has 2. That's not fair.
Lame.
Griffith is 5 to 7. Like I said, Hammond 5 to 7. Hebron 5:30 to 7:30. I wish ours was over like closer to 7:30 or 8 o'clock, just because I like when it starts getting dark outside. When we used to decorate the house, we'd have like the strobe lights and black lights and stuff. Everything would look really cool, and you can't. I mean, it has no effect with the sun up still. So, Highland 5 to 7, Hobart 5 to 7, Couts 5 to 7. Let's see, Lake Station 5 to 7, Lansing, Illinois 4 to 7. LaPorte 6 to 8. That's where it's at. We should go to LaPorte. Lowell 5 to 7. Michigan City 5 to 7. Munster 5 to 7. Portage 5:30 to 7:30. Cherville 5 to 7. Valparaiso 5:30 to 7:30. Westville 6 to 8. Whiting 5 to 7. That's all that's on this list. So, maybe try to double up if you can. If you're close enough to a town that's running an hour or two later than yours. Or say you're in East Chicago, you got 4 to 6. Then after you're done, actually from East Chicago to LaPorte's quite a drive. Otherwise, I was going to say that they go till 8 in East Chicago. What did I say? Gary was till 8? I don't know. Be creative.
How would Gary be till 8?
No, Gary. I'm sorry. Gary's 4 to 7.
It should be
I lied.
like noon to 3.
I lied. Gary's not as bad as everyone says it is.
I work in Gary a lot.
I know. So it's not as bad as everyone says it
I
is.
had a rock thrown at my car.
That's very true, but it wasn't a bullet thrown at your car from a gun.
So I found such an idiot. Cedar Creek, the nursing home behind Walgreens in Lowell, is doing a trick or treat on Monday the 29th from 5:30 to 7. Which is really cool because all the residents there really like seeing all the kids. It really makes them happy.
Yeah, I was going to say that is a nice thing. If you're close by to any of the nursing homes, a lot of the nursing homes do something like that.
Yeah, and I mean, it makes your kids happy because they're getting candy. And really, I mean, it's kind of almost like volunteering almost.
Yeah.
It's the elderly there just really, really enjoy seeing all the kids.
Yeah, you got to think, they're stuck in that place all day, every day. Most of them. Some of them can travel outside and stuff, but most of them are stuck in those buildings all day, every day. The only visitors they usually get are their family. And
if that.
And, just to have kids come by and knock on their door, just strange kids come by and knock on their doors, and it's a thrill for them, It's almost like being at their own houses again before they got moved into a nursing home. So that's a nice thing to do. If you have a nursing home nearby, maybe contact them and see if they're doing anything for trick-or-treating. A lot of them will have, I think a lot of them will have special hours and already set up for you to do that. But
and since I used to work at Cedar Creek, everybody always gives Scarlett a ton of candy.
Well, everyone gives Scarlett a ton of candy anyway, just because she's cute. But
yeah, true.
That's the other thing.
What was she last year? She was a hot dog last year.
Yeah, she got to pick any costume she wanted last year, and she chose a hot dog.
Perfectly describes her.
It was absolutely perfect. All the other girls are dressing up as Anna and Elsa, and Scarlett was a hot dog. Yeah, that was great. Let's see, what else? Where to buy costumes, I guess.
We got pretty lucky this year. I mean,
Yeah.
or at least with Scarlett, because Target weeks ago, over a month ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
They like 40% off costumes with Cartwheel.
Yeah, and then like an
So-
extra 15% off or something if you had a red card.
Yeah, and so we've had Scarlett's costume for like a month by now.
Yeah. And that's actually what I was going to mention is, you know, everybody always is, as soon as the Halloween stores start popping up, they want to go to the Halloween stores and get their costumes.
Are so expensive.
They are expensive, and they do have everything at those Halloween stores. So any costume you could imagine, they have them there. Apparently, except for Fortnite this year, Fortnite costumes are selling out like crazy. So like people are going into the store and buying a bunch of Fortnite costumes and then selling them online because the stores sell out of them. So if your kid wants to go as a Fortnite character and you haven't shopped already, you better get on it because you're already going to pay a decent price for a Fortnite costume right now.
I feel like Halloween, at least when the kids are really young, Halloween costumes are definitely something where you can just like go to a resale shop or shop on those like town shopping pages and things like that.
Or garage sales over the summer. You know, keep your eye out for garage sales. That, you know, people will be selling last year's costumes at the garage sale, and you can get a good deal on them. Luckily we have like a rack full of just costumes and like dress up clothes and stuff that the girls wear. So we really didn't need to get Scarlett a costume this year. But
she specifically told me when I asked her what she wanted to be, first thing she said before I could even finish my sentence was a monkey.
Yeah, and usually with Scarlett, you got to ask her a couple of times, like a day or two apart, because it'll change from day to day. But monkey was the thing that she said over and over again. But then we went to Target to go get her the monkey costume, and she refused to try it on, and she kept saying she was scared of it.
And then I'm yelling at her in Target to put on a costume, so everybody probably thought I was a terrible parent.
I mean, you are.
So I like made her put it on.
Accurate.
And then she was happy with it, which I knew she would be, which is why I yelled at her to put it on. But that was fun.
Halloween candy, if you haven't already bought your candy, start checking the sales right now because it's expensive. Those bags of candy are not cheap. And usually you can get them like when they first start putting the bags of Halloween candy out is right around Labor Day, actually, is when they start putting out the big bags. And you can catch some good sales then. But the closer you get to Halloween, the less they put on sale. So you're going to end up paying a lot for it. But after Halloween's over, man, that stuff goes on clearance pretty much. And you can get super cheap candy. So if your kid doesn't get a lot of candy, or you know you got little ones and you know they don't feel like walking around too much, I mean, we always end up with more candy than the kids can eat. Like we have a box full of candy from the Labor Day parade. I think we still have some left over from Easter, possibly. I don't know.
I don't know why I do this. I guess I just like seeing Scarlett so happy, but I know I'm going to end up taking her to Cedar Creek on Monday.
Yeah.
The high school on Tuesday, trick-or-treating on Wednesday, and then she's going to have a ton of candy, and then that'll be what we hand out next Halloween.
Well, we don't, that's the thing too, like, we don't really hand candy out much, because we always end up going to my mom.
You know what, our Labor Day candy, we could leave it out.
I was just thinking that. Yeah, and that's another thing too, a nice touch, if you're not going to be home for Halloween, leave a bowl out in front of your house, maybe with just a bowl of candy. Put a sign on it that says, please just take one. Sorry, we're not home or something. And you'd be surprised at how honest people are. I had to do that a couple of years ago because, like I said, we go to my mom's every year. And
didn't we leave a bowl out at the apartment?
I think we might have.
Because our apartment building did trick-or-treating.
A couple of times that I've left a bowl of candy out when I was somewhere else, I've come back and there's still some candy left in the bowl, which means the kids coming to the door weren't taking just handfuls because it would have been gone in seconds.
Even if they are, I mean, at least you made the effort.
Right. So, I mean, that's the nice thing to do. And you know what? If you don't feel like coming to the door to answer the door for the trick-or-treaters, just put a bowl out. You know, like I said, it sucks so much for the kids when you walk up to a house and they're all excited, and then just to watch them walk away from the house disappointed. It's heartbreaking.
It really isn't. They're never disappointed.
It is.
They just go on to the next house.
I'm also a sap, so I get so when the kids are just the least bit upset, I get really upset for them.
Yeah, and it's really annoying.
Whatever, man. I want my kids to be happy.
So I tell them to suck it up, and then you're over there like crying.
I've never cried on Halloween that I can think of.
I'm sure you probably.
I'm sure there has been. I'm sure something has happened, but let's see. Last year for Halloween, we went as Bob and Linda from Bob's Burgers, and our costumes were. I thought they were perfect. They were completely homemade costumes. We didn't buy a Bob and Linda costume. We pieced it all together from stuff that we found at the store or stuff that we already had, and it worked out really good. I'll have to post pictures from our previous Halloweens.
I still feel like it was wasted, though.
It was wasted. I wish we would have gone to like a Halloween party or something, but then I also don't because I hate Halloween parties. They gross me out. Yeah. And you know what else grosses me out? When people like put the food out that's supposed to look like body parts and stuff, like the hot dogs that are painted with ketchup to look like bloody fingers and like the...
What a party pooper.
It's so nasty. It's so gross.
Yeah, but it's like food. It's not the body part.
Oh, really? Oh, man, I thought people were really just cutting off fingers.
You must have if you're grossed out by it.
No, it's the implication is gross enough.
What? You don't want to eat body parts? I do.
So yeah, body part shaped food is gross. Don't do it. It's gross.
Chris is a party pooper. Don't listen to him.
I don't know. Even like the gummies that look like eyeballs and stuff. Ugh.
Jesus Christ. I don't like those anyway. Like the Krabby Patty gummies and all that.
Oh, I like Krabby Patty gummies. Those are good.
Gross.
I know this is gonna. I like the Krabby Patty gummies when they're a little bit old and they're like real stiff and hard to chew.
It's very specific.
I know, but they're so good. I like them when they're real chewy. I feel like I can savor them longer because they're not soft and I have to actually work on them, so I get to taste them for a while longer. Yep. So yeah, we covered Halloween costumes. Do
you know when are Mark and Livy being?
I don't know. Mark and Livy are going to be trick-or-treating with their mom this year. We get every other Halloween with the kids.
You should see if you could at least take them to like Cedar Creek or the high school.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But yeah, so I don't know what they've wanted to be this year.
Last year, Livy was Anna.
Yeah,
Mark was Black Panther.
Was that last year or was that the year before?
Maybe it was the year before.
I think Livy was Anna again last year, though, wasn't she? Mm-hmm. We have a picture of us on Halloween standing in front of my mom's house. So I'll have to dig that picture up and can see our awesome Bob and Linda costume and see what our kids were for Halloween and all that good stuff. I don't know, man. I think we kind of covered all the Halloween stuff. How about so a typical thing to do on Halloween is watch scary movies, or around Halloween is watch scary movies. We've tried to watch a couple ourselves, but what do you think are some kid-friendly Halloween movies to watch?
Yeah, Libby was Anna. No, that was 2 years ago because Scarlett's in a Spider-Man costume in this picture.
Yeah. Oh, is that the picture you took at the track or treat?
No, it's at your mom's.
Oh.
Is that the year where I took the kids? Maybe
yes.
You were gone?
Yes. Because last year I was home.
Yeah, you were.
So
Anybody want 2 dogs?
kid-friendly, scary movies or Halloween movies. What would you say? Nightmare Before Christmas is a good one, but I don't know. Is that a Halloween movie or is that a Christmas
I
movie?
think it's both. It doesn't have to be separated into.
Yeah,
one or the
I guess
other.
not. Monster House. That's a good creepy one for the kids to watch for Halloween. It's like that animation that looks kind of like claymation, unless it is claymation. I don't know. But it's about the house that's like, the house is inhabited by the spirit of the old guy that lived there, or the old lady that lived there. I don't remember. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The house is like alive, and the kids wander into it, and it's a good scary movie for kids. It's kid appropriate. Coraline is another one.
Scarlett loves Coraline.
Coraline
That's
freaks
weird.
me out. That movie is so weird and so trippy, and it is so creepy. Especially for I don't know how kids aren't like
I don't know.
terrified
Scarlett
by
loves
it.
though. I don't know why.
That movie almost gives me nightmares. It's just so because the
It's
thing is
weird.
It's
just
yeah,
weird.
it's not a scary movie, but it is so eerie. I guess is the word for it. It's
It is
creepy.
really creepy.
What are some other good ones? Goosebumps. I haven't seen the Goosebumps movies yet,
Oh,
but
Mark's scared of
Mark is
Goosebumps, isn't he?
Mark is obsessed with Goosebumps right now for some reason. I
He's
don't
never
think
even seen it,
I
right?
don't think he's even seen it, but he keeps talking
And I feel
about
like it's come up and he was scared of it.
it. There's the Goosebumps series, the TV series that I think is on one of the streaming services. Pretty sure I've seen it up there. Let's see, what's another kind of... I was going to say 9, because that's like a creepy kids movie. But that's not really... For one thing, it's not really a kids movie, I don't think. And also, I don't think it's meant to be a scary movie. That's more of like an adventure movie, but it is really weird and dark. Oh, you just pointed like you were about to say something, and then you
I
didn't
was,
say
but it's
anything.
kind of unrelated. Not
Oh.
really, but...
Unrelated.
Well, I was just going to talk about how Halloween time we were at Disney last year.
Oh, yeah. We went to the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party last year, and it was awesome. I think it was well worth the extra ticket price that we had to pay for it.
Yeah, the kids got candy. And,
They got a ton of candy. We got to meet a bunch of special characters.
and then we were
Yeah, we went as Officer...
Disney bounded, right?
So technically what we did was not Disney bounding because it was a costume. Disney
We
bounding...
pieced it together, though.
I know,
It wasn't
but-
like cosplaying, though, where
No,
we...
it wasn't like full costume, but what Disney bounding is not so much like dressing like the characters. It's theming your outfit to, have the same color scheme as the characters in the movie, but you're not wearing the same clothes as what they wear in the movies. That's what Disney bounding is. So you'll be wearing like a regular outfit, but the color scheme will be the same as the outfit that they had in the movie.
But
I know
it
that's
was-
really specific, but
It was really
that's
fun, though.
Yeah, it was
I
fun.
liked
And we were Officer Judy. You were Officer Judy Hopps from Zootopia, and I was Nick. What's his last name?
Wild?
Yeah, Nick Wilde, the fox. And it was that was actually a cheap. Those were cheap costumes to piece together too. And I thought that was a lot of fun. So
We almost got to meet Jack and Sally, but the line
Oh
was
my
like
God, the line
3
was
hours
ridiculous.
long.
yeah,
I found our Bob and Linda costumes,
okay,
but
that'll go up on Facebook.
I cannot find a picture of
excuse
all
me.
of us.
I'm sure someone's got it. I'll
We
track.
got to meet Moana at Disney.
Yes,
Wasn't
we
that
did.
a special character?
Yeah, and it's amazing to me that with the popularity of Moana, that they didn't make her a regular character around the parks.
Yeah, she might be like now, but that was still pretty early in the whole Moana thing, wasn't it?
I wouldn't say that was early. It was.
it was
I almost
still-
think it was at its peak at that point.
That's what I'm saying. So people would do more to see Moana.
Yeah, I guess, but
So why would they make it a special character if nobody cared about it?
I don't know. Like who's really Jafar and Genie were not Genie. Jafar
Genie
Jafar
was
and
there,
Genie
yeah,
were special
but-
characters, and
And we actually did get to meet Mickey and Minnie and all that.
Yeah, it was fun. That was that Halloween party. It is pretty expensive. I want to say it was like $80 to $100 a person, somewhere in there. It might have even been more than that. I don't remember. But
it was fun though.
It was worth the money. If you're in Disney in September, October, when they start running the Not So Scary Halloween party, I highly recommend it. And along those same lines, I know this is not Halloween themed anymore, but if you're in Disney for the Christmas season, the Mickey's, I think it's Very Merry
like
Christmas.
To go to. Maybe without kids.
Yeah, let's go tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah, come on.
No, it's still Halloween. We got to wait until after Halloween. Fine. They changed the decorations like literally overnight.
Yeah, I know. I saw the video on Facebook.
It's crazy. It's crazy that they can do that.
Yeah, but I mean, how many people do that?
I know. Let's see. Anything else you want to add at the last minute for Halloween tips, tricks, and...
It's really bugging me about what the kids were last year.
I will find. I
want to know now.
Picture, and we'll put it up on Facebook
now.
Okay. I guess. Oh, you know what? For little ones, get a wagon, pull them around in a wagon, and then just.
Which is advice we've never even followed.
I know. Well, wagons aren't cheap, but if you have one, pull them around in the wagon, and then just drop them off at each house, and let them go up to the house themselves. It's more fun that way, and they learn to be. I don't know. Teach them to be polite before they go up to the door. I know I said that already, but I can't drive that home enough. Check your kids' candy for guns.
Jesus Christ, guys. Okay, so how often?
No, I'm not saying check your candy for poison and razor blades in the apples or anything like that, but just look for open candy, because that's just gross. Like, stuff that's already open before your kids open it.
Half the time it's just an accident.
Even if it is, you don't know how long it's been open. You don't know who had their fingers on it. It's just gross. So maybe sift through their candy for.
I usually spread it out
stuff
on the floor, glance through it.
Yeah.
Steal what I want to steal.
Yeah.
Then we're done.
The Reese's peanut butter cups, not the minis, the full size cups, and I like just the outer edges of them. The middles can. I wish they would make a Reese's peanut butter cup that has like the middle punched out of it, and it's just the outer edges. It's the best part.
I like eating the outer edge and then eating the chocolate layer off the top and the bottom of the peanut butter. And then eating the peanut butter.
It's the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
After they've been in the fridge.
Yes. Ooh, yeah. There's a good tip. Steal all the chocolate you can out of your kids' bags, or all the chocolate that you want, and put it in the fridge or the freezer, because cold chocolate is the best.
What else is good in the freezer? Whipped cream. It's really good in the freezer. You can just eat it like ice cream.
You're saying Cool Whip, though, right?
Yes.
Same thing. No, it is not the same thing.
The words are interchangeable.
No, they are not.
Yes, they are.
Whipped cream is specifically either out of a can.
Cool Whip in a cup. Okay, now shut up.
That's whipped cream. Or it's actual heavy cream that you whip up. Either way, it is not the same as Cool Whip. On that note, I think we're going to wrap up.
Thank God. I'm sick of hearing them.
Yeah. I got a lot of editing to do on this episode, man. I got to cut a lot of that Scarlet portion out just because it was just so nonsensical.
She said dorps.
I know. It was, well, nobody wants to hear that, though. Nobody wants to hear this either. I'm going to try to cut this out. But, well, thanks for tuning in for what was supposed to be our interview with Scarlet and turned into a Halloween episode. I hope we said something useful. I'm sure most of what we said was pretty
dumb.
I was gonna say pretty obvious. I mean, I don't think we said anything that people didn't already know. But Yeah, shop around for the costumes. Don't get sucked into the Halloween stores. You can find them plenty of places. And they're much cheaper at other places. And sorry if you can't find a Fortnite costume. Actually, I'm not sorry. I'm sick of Fortnite. I've never even played a second of it, and I'm sick of it.
Good, because I would divorce you if you liked it. Because apparently that's a thing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for joining us on Kids for Sale this week. As always, you can check out JourneyIntoComics.com. Check out the other shows on the network. There is new content every day of the week. Follow us on Facebook if you're not already. I am starting to post more stuff on Facebook. I know I don't know. I got off to a rough start trying to get all the social media stuff going. I've given up on Twitter and Instagram already. I'll hopefully pick those up later. But Facebook, I'm starting to post. What I'm going to start doing is I will post a photo album for each episode of the show, and I will just add pictures to it as I can. That way, when you're listening to an episode, you can go on the Facebook page and find the album that correlates to that episode and see the stuff we're talking about. Like tonight, when we were interviewing Scarlett or talking to Scarlett, I took a little bit of video of her, playing with the microphone so that you can kind of have a reference as to what was going on in that moment. But, stuff like that. So check us out on Facebook. And email us, kidsforsalepodcast@gmail.com, kidsforsalepod on all the social media sites, even though I don't do anything besides Facebook. With that, I hope you have a happy Halloween. I don't think we will be talking to you before Halloween again. This is the last episode before Halloween. So have a happy Halloween, and eat all your kids' candy.
Bye.
Bye.